We still don't have the next-gen Ford Ranger Raptor at the time of this shoot. So what would you do if you're an impatient dude and couldn't wait for the arrival of the Ford Ranger Raptor? Well, dude, yeah, you build your own. Let's do this. The Ford Ranger Wildtrak is one of the most handsome mid-size trucks available in the Philippines today. It's huge, imposing, and an all-around badass. Sounds like me. Well, except for the huge part. Of course, there's the Ford Ranger Raptor, which we still don't get here, at least at the time when I made this video. So, what if you can't wait anymore for the arrival of the Ranger Raptor? Well, you turn to the good folks of Autobot Offroad Autoworks and create your own version, which is much better than a stock Ranger Raptor. How so, you may ask? Well, what if I say that this bad boy has over 1 million Philippine pesos worth of mods? Yeah, exactly. So, shall we dive in and find out what sort of mods were done to this beauty right here? Oh, and special thanks to the owner who graciously lent me his Ford Ranger Wildtrak for this video. Here at Reagan's Rides, we do car reviews of SUVs, sports cars, trucks, and everything in between. So subscribe and hit the bell. It's always a treat to experience driving trucks like these. I mean, true, we're just inside the village, and I would love to take this out off-road, but still, I count myself lucky to have a chance to drive a Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 with over 1 million Philippine pesos worth of modifications here. I mean, dude, that's almost like adding a base spec Ranger XL worth of modifications to this bad boy. Now, I asked the owner why he went ahead with this build, and one of his reasons was that there are no diesel Ford Ranger Raptors available at the time of this shoot. I mean, we still don't get the Ranger Raptor here in the Philippines, but the other markets only get a Ranger Raptor that comes with a V6 gasoline engine. Now, we don't know yet though if the local Ranger Raptor will have the same V6 gasoline engine, or if it will still have the same bi-turbo diesel that we have here in this Ranger Wildtrak. So, instead of waiting, the owner of this bad boy decided to build this beautiful truck right here. Now, the Ford Ranger has always been a great platform when it comes to off-road modifications. I mean, case in point, this next-gen Ranger Wildtrak was only launched around mid-2022 here in the Philippines. And yeah, dude, 6 months after the launch, I mean, I'm filming this 6 months after, yeah, we've got a ton of aftermarket options available to it already. Now, here's the thing. The owner of this Ranger Wildtrak is also a Toyota lover, since he also has a modified Toyota FJ Cruiser and a modified Toyota Hilux GR Sport, which I both featured in my channel. So the fact that he got a next-gen Ranger Wildtrak to modify, well, it says a lot about this platform. It says a lot about this truck. I mean, there's gotta be something about this, this vehicle that made a Toyota lover want to spend over 1 million Philippine pesos in modifications. Now, I'm pretty sure that you guys are all dying to find out what sort of modifications he did to this truck, so let me show you. But before we go into the modifications, let's take a moment to appreciate just how massive this mid-size truck has become. I mean, dude, look at me. I mean, I look like a freaking hobbit standing beside this mid-size truck. Now, it's so funny though, because despite all of the large wheels and tires and the 4-inch lift, well, this mall crawler can still fit inside most mall indoor parking areas. Yep, that's right. I asked the owner if he could still park this in a mall parking area, and he gave an affirmative. Well, not all, but most indoor mall parking areas, well, this Ranger Wildtrak can still fit. Now, that's a bit of good news right there. Now, Autobot Offroad is pretty well known here in the Philippines for building truly out-of-this-world off-road builds, and this Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 fits the bill of an Autobot. You see, they replaced the stock front grille with something from the Ford Performance division. This is a Ford Performance front grille that comes with a set of 3 LED yellow lights there, and the front bumper has been upgraded to this option full metal front bumper. Now dude, no off-road build will be complete without a proper set of bright and glaring LED fog lights, and we also have that here. You see, this Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 has a set of 4 yellow rigid LED fog lights there. Plus, it also has a rigid LED light bar thrown in for good measure. Now dude, when you peek underneath the front bumper, you'll also see an ARB metal skid plate, which completes the overall badass front fascia of this upgraded Ranger Wildtrak 4x4. Now the side profile is dominated by this set of 20-inch Fuel Rampage off-road wheels, and they are wrapped in Toyo Open Country off-road tires. Now dude, if you also notice, the owner also installed a set of over fenders here in the front and the rear to help better frame those larger wheels and tires. Now the 20-inch wheel size is absolutely necessary here, because if you look inside the front wheels, you'll notice that he also upgraded the front brakes to a set from Brembo. I mean, these are now Brembo big brakes, hence the need for larger 20-inch off-road wheels. Now, to accommodate those larger wheels and tires, the owner also upgraded the suspension system here. I mean, it now has an old Man Emu BP51 lift kit, which gave this Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 a total of 4 inches in terms of lift. Now, I know the standard lift usually is around 2 inches, but I guess the owner wanted to go all out and went for a 4-inch lift. Now dude, this whole wheel and suspension setup here is a perfect balance of on-road and off-road drivability. Although, based on how I know the owner, yeah, I highly doubt it that this Ranger Wildtrak 4x4 will ever see an off-road trail. You see, he's the type of dude who just likes to build these beautiful off-road machines just for the sake of building them. I mean, yeah, to be perfectly straight with you, this baby right here is really more of a showpiece. Now, I'd love to say that the cabin also received a ton of modifications here. But dude, aside from the BF Supreme window tint that we have here, well, the cabin remains completely stock. But given the fact that the Ranger Wildtrak's cabin is already pretty nice, I mean, dude, there's really not much that you can do to this cabin anyway. The same applies for the engine. When I asked the owner, and I checked it, well, the engine and transmission of this Wildtrak still remains stock, meaning that we still get the same 2-liter bi-turbo diesel engine here that still produces 207 horsepower and 500 Newton meters of torque. In fact, all of the suspension and the wheel mods done to this Wildtrak is the maximum level allowed or accepted that can be done without doing any upgrades to the engine and transmission. Now, the ride feel is also quite soft. I mean, well, the Ranger Wildtrak has always been one of, well, the most comfortable mid-size pickup truck, even in stock form. But with the larger tires and wheels and the lift kit that this beast has, well, the ride is still pretty comfortable, and I am pleasantly surprised with that. The brakes are, although we have a set of big brake kits here, yeah, they are really necessary to stop this heavy truck, because we are a lot heavier than before, given the all-metal front and rear bumpers and the larger wheels and tires here. Now, dude, I did notice that the steering feel is a tad bit heavier than before, than the stock Ranger Wildtrak, which for me is a welcome change, because I really find the current the next gen Ranger Wildtrak's steering feel to be really on the light side for a mid-sized truck. Now, because we have upgraded wheels and tires here, well, the steering feel is heavier and heftier, which I love. I love it, because now it tells me that I am driving a manly pickup truck here. The ride height is also higher. Well, you'll really have to climb into this truck now, because we do have a 4-inch lift here. But yeah, if you are still, physically capable, then that's not gonna be an issue. Now, I love that the ride comfort of this vehicle was not sacrificed at all, which really tells me that the dudes in Autobot Off-Road Auto Works really know a thing or two when it comes to, to tuning the ride quality of their truck builds. Of course, the rear end has received some major upgrades here as well. First up, it received these rough USA mud flaps, which I really like. I mean, I like the design of these mud flaps because they really make this Wildtrak 4x4 look more macho. Then we also have an HKS side exit twin carbon fiber exhaust system here, which I'm sure you guys would love to hear, so check this out. There you go. It's a little bit subdued, although it does have a throaty rumble, and it sounds a little bit better than the stock exhaust that this Ranger Wildtrak came with. Now, dude, we also have an option full metal rear bumper here, and the truck bed has also been given a top flip cover right there. So yes, that pretty much completes the overall modifications done to the rear end of this Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x4. It takes a clear vision and some very deep pockets to create a masterpiece like this modified Ford Ranger Wildtrak 4x4. In a lot of areas, this custom truck is even better than the incoming Ford Ranger Raptor. Well, dude, that is quite expected since this bad boy costs more than a stock Ranger Raptor. This, my friends, is a top quality build after all. And while the owner has no intention of taking this off-road anytime soon, it still warms my heart to know that such a beautifully modified truck exists, and I also got the chance to experience it. Thanks for watching.